Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a limp, and obviously if you can see the rulebook here in front of me, you know what's coming up. My favorite top miniatures game, especially solitaire miniatures game, because good God, this game is just freaking excellent. I still kick myself for missing the damn Kickstarter for this. Core Space. I know some of you have been asking about it. You really enjoyed the playthrough I did before. And you guys had remembered that I said I was going to do a follow-on. I am still doing that follow-on. I just had to wait on a few things. I did have one interlude video where I showed off some of the components, some of the other map pieces. You guys can see that I've got the both map layouts here, the nylon, right, the mouse pad material bits. This is the one that comes with the core game. And actually, let me pick up the camera. This one over here is the one that came with the other box set. All right, so just the terrain piece itself. So we've got that base piece and this base piece. Now this one is actually just a touch smaller. Let's see if I can get the camera up. I've got it on the tripod, so bear with me. See right there, just a tiny little bit, but we'll deal with that. Basically, I've got the map set up so I can have these things start to lay out a little bit because they have been folded. So I'm going to have some weight sitting on them. But one of the things that was holding me up on getting this back to the table is that I had a few extra pieces that I was waiting on to come in before I could fully get started. That, of course, was the deluxe rulebook. Very similar to the core rulebook, but it does have some extra bits of information and scenarios and stuff in it, and it's hardbound, so it's very nice. They had this on back order, plus they had these on back order. These are the sheets that come in the base game itself. You only get one of these in the base game itself, and I gotta say, that's one of the drawbacks. I think that they need more counters. I mean, there's a lot of weapons on here. You got your ruler, plenty of weapons and armor and stuff like that, but you always want more. And I think a game of this nature, having as many of these types of items so you can have a really varied selection. That way when you're getting to that crate, you never know. You might find the best weapon ever, or a really great piece of armor, or you might find a crappy starter pistol that's just tucked away. You never know what you're going to find. So I ordered a couple extra of these sheets. I'm going to break these open and get those mixed in with the others. That way I'll have a bunch of extra counters to search for. I'm going to lay that stuff. That book is heavy. I've got it laid out to help take the creases out of this. This is where the whole thing's going to be when we set up to do our match. So it's going to be a 2-foot by 4-foot multi-level game. This is going to be outstanding. And if you guys remember the premise, it's going to be one where the crew member, because I had 3 crew members, they get back to this area and they're trying to get their 4th member back. So they're going to get to the 4th guy and he's going to rejoin. They did vote on that. You guys voted on that. So that character is going to be here. But I picked up a little something extra as well. I got the shootout at Zed's. So I've got to incorporate this as well. Because look at this terrain, man. Right? Look at all this stuff. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Look at it. It's friggin' beautiful, man. All this stuff that's going to be in here. So I want to integrate this into it as well. And my hands have not been idle. The devil has not had me doing nothing. Because if you guys see, I've got all these guys painted up and ready to go. All right, all the shootout at Zed's people are painted up and they are ready to go in this. Now, I haven't fully decided on how I'm going to incorporate them. Now, yes, it's not the best paint job ever. I think I still got to do a wash on a few of these guys, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do the wash or not. We'll see. But I'm not entirely sure exactly how I'm going to incorporate it. My thought process is, as of now, that I'm going to have some type of big facility here, right? And Zed's little bar. So it's going to be off to the side, maybe left side, right side, somewhere. It's going to be tucked in there somehow. And my thought is that either my fourth character has joined up with Zed and his crew for the moment because his original crew was captured in the first one and they were being held in prison, or he hasn't joined up with them. They're holding him prisoner, right? That's my thought. It could go either way at this point. We don't know which way we're going to go with it yet. Here's some more of them. I think this one's Zed. If I remember right, I think this one's Zed. That one came out pretty good. And there's a couple more. This one I don't think is Zed. No, he's got a fake foot too. Look at that. That looks so cool. Love this game, man. Everything about this game is just freaking awesome. And then the last mini. So there are 8 minis that come with Shootout at Zed's. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do this as kind of a 3-faction thing that, let's say they've captured my 4th crew member, that my mission is to sneak in and take out these guys and get my crew member out. But then in the process, the Purge show up and they start going to town on everyone. So it'll be my characters fighting the Zed's characters, who are also fighting the Purge characters, who are trying to fight my characters. Something in that way. Or we could go with it that my guy had joined up with Zed and his crew, and there are, like I said, combat little tokens for these guys. That's in here, actually. This stuff, we'll break this out. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's on this side. Light, there we go. So these are the gang member tokens for Zed and his crew, and they've got a couple of civilians there as well, so I can add a whole bunch of civilians in. Where's Zed? See, it's Chunk. Oh, Chunk is the cool looking one too. Where's Chunk? Here's Chunk. Look at that. Chunk is just big. He's got a robotic arm. Got some little stabby thing. He's got his fat belly hanging out. He's pretty cool. Millie, Razor, Eveline. Okay, here we go. Zed is up here. He's got a high persuade stat too. He's actually pretty beefy. So I haven't decided, and you guys can see they can become crewmen just like everyone else. They've got extra tokens that can get thrown in with everything else. Power Claw, I mean special weapons. These guys could join us or they could fight us. So I haven't decided which way I'm going to go with that just as of yet. But I do need to put together Zed and his stuff. Now some of this stuff is just the basics. But actually let's pop this open real quick. The only thing that I'm really short on that I would have liked to have had for this playthrough is the reinforcements pack, because I am going to have the new Purge. So the Purge that have the Spider Purge, the little mini Purgeling things, and the head boss robot guy. You guys had him in some of the previous episodes. I showed him off. So I'm going to have that, the upgraded Purge. But I would like to have more of just the base guys. And I just can't do it right now. Unfortunately, both Gimpy's gal and my phone broke at the same time. So we just do not have the money for me to invest in gaming stuff. So I'm going to see maybe if I can find some other minis I can use as potentially just harvesters, the base level Purge guys for the time being. All right, so it looks like we've got one sheet of just regular stuff. All right, so these are just basic walls, hatches, windows, stuff that we've seen in our previous playthrough. But this looks like it's Zed's bar, because there's only 3 sheets. So there's one, and you guys can tell the glossy coating. That's because these can have dry erase markers used, and obviously these can't. Love that you can use dry erase markers on this stuff. Oh, it's so awesome, man. Man, I just love Core Space. Can you guys tell that it's my absolute favorite miniatures game? I mean, bar none. Favorite. Best. Can't recommend it enough. And I'll reiterate again, everything I have, I bought. They don't sponsor me. They haven't given me anything. This is just my opinion. But yeah, we're going to have to figure out how to build this. That is one of the downsides when it comes to this game. I wish they would include dabbling instructions on how to put this stuff together, because it looks like, okay, this is bar, and that is a floor tile. It says right there, this bar TV, that's the bar TV. This is a ladder over here. Stools. This is the bar counter. This goes to the bar as well. What does this say it is? Entrance top, entrance bottom. Entrance bottom. Got the entrance top. So there's two. So let's look at the picture again and see how this goes together. Okay. Here's our bar. Okay. And if we look, it looks like those pieces go up. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm seeing it now. This is partition doorway. So this is a special wall. This one here. Okay. So this is going to be a special wall. And you guys see that it curves around. It's got some slotted windows in it here, and then TV hanging up. So this is combined with stuff that we already have. But I know I want to have Zed's bar in here. So I don't think I'm going to be able to set that up just yet. But how did those bar pieces attach? Okay, if we look at the back, I think, yeah. Everything that's shown here that's not grayed out is included in this set. So we should be able to build this. At a minimum, we should be able to build this. And it looks like the bar hooks into the wall itself, right? Because there's a ladder. There's the ladder on the backside to go up. So what I'm thinking is that I build the bar using these pieces, right? Everything that comes with it. That way I've got the bar already set up, and then I can just hook that in to whatever. Because my idea is to get you guys some extra content and kind of show you one of the drawbacks, because it is a drawback when it comes to core space, right? Unfortunately, when it comes to this, there is just a buttload of setup. And it's half and half as far as the pain in the ass factor goes as far as setup is concerned. There is a fairly significant pain in the ass factor when it comes to initial setup, when you're putting together all the crates, the boxes, the stools, the TVs, all those little pieces. That just sucks. Okay? I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to lie to you. This stuff, right? All right. So I've got a bunch more of these pieces that I've got to put together. And since there aren't a whole lot of videos showing you guys how to put together this stuff, I think I'm going to film myself putting together a few of these pieces just to show you guys. That way, if someone else is concerned with it, I know I did some of these, but I didn't do everything. I did a few examples of the crates and a couple other small pieces on how they go together. But I might film myself doing a few more pieces, maybe not the crates, but some of this other stuff, like the CO2 scrubbers and the conduits and the storage locker, stuff like that, to show you guys. That way, just in case anyone else is concerned. But that part, that initial setup, it sucks. It's better to glue those little pieces. That way they're all stuck together. Come up with a good storage solution. The other part that kind of sucks is actually setting up your map. Now, to be fair, let me actually grab the rule book, because the rule book will show you this. When we go to some of our scenarios, which should be back here at the back. Creative ammo like that. All right, so where is it? Where are my maps? Oh, this has so much. Oh, they've got the making of core space in the back too. So cool. All right, and some stuff talking about all the different characters and pilots and pirates. Where are the scenarios in here? I really wish I had extra money to get the extra Purge reinforcement pack. I've got this pack, but just to have extra harvesters and everything, I just don't have it right now. So I'm going to have to, like I said, find a miniature that I can use to as a stand-in for those guys because I want to have some extra of the base ones to have a bigger event. Let's look. Where is the scenarios? Advanced rules, selecting a crew. Okay, Pegasus Arm campaign 80. Need to go to page 80, so it's a lot earlier. It's, I think, basically this last third of the deluxe rulebook is new stuff that's not included. Okay, so this right here, this is what you're going to use when you set up your actual map itself. And this isn't too hard to go by, right? It actually works pretty damn well for setting up a map. So I was actually thinking I would take a couple of these as examples and set up one on one half, a different one on the other half, and then use some of the extra pieces that I have that come with the terrain set to build a second level. Because I think I'm only going to do the second level on one half, maybe. We'll have to see. I might do it sporadic. I might do it on one half. I don't want to have it to where there's too much second level that will prevent the camera from being able to see it. But I do want to have some second level stuff in and around the map. But this does make it very easy. So that's my whole point with it, that when you're playing the game itself, the game is excellent. It's worth the time setup. But it's almost something you want to set up ahead of time. All right, the day before, the night before you go into bed, take your time, get everything set up, and then play it the next day. Something like that, because the setup is pretty significant. I would say setting up one of these maps is going to take you maybe half hour. So maybe a little less if you've played it before and you've got a good feel for how all this is going to clip together and go. But that's one of those things that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But it is nice that they have all these maps laid out. I'll figure out a couple of good maps to go with. Something that has a little bit of open space, but not too much, because I want it to be a facility. And I wonder if Zeds have the rulebook. Where is the rulebook for Zeds? Okay, here's the sheet out for Zeds. So this should actually have, and make sure you hold on to all these small rulebooks that come with any expansions that you get, because they do have special rules in them. And sometimes they will have little mini scenarios like this that have Zeds already integrated. So we see here, there's Zeds bar right in that area, so you know you're going to have that second level. So what I will probably do is pick one of these maps that has Zeds already integrated into it. Yeah, because that could work. And I could even twist it around if I needed to. You know, something like this, maybe, on this side of the board. And now, when I actually film this, like the game itself, I'm going to do it freehand so I can move the camera around easily. I won't have a static camera set up. But yeah, I could see that being over there, and then picking a different map over here just to give me a basis to go off of. Otherwise, it'll take me forever to try to do it. And I'll probably film myself setting up the map as well, just to give you guys a basis on how this is going to work. That way, if you're curious and you've heard me talking good stuff about the game, but you want to see how difficult it is to set up, I will show you guys that as well. But I think that will work. So, all right, next one we will pick up with building Zed's bar and building some of this other crap that needs to be built. For those who are curious, want to know how this stuff works, how you put it all together, I'll show you how that goes. Like I said, it's a pain in the butt, but half of the pain in the butt with this game you take care of once and you don't have to deal with it again. So it's only a half pain in the butt. You have to take one shot in just one cheek whenever you want to play the game. Unless you do something big and you leave it set up and don't tear it down, then you can just play it whenever the hell you want. But I guarantee you, if you like miniatures games and you want something thematic that you can play over a course of time and have your characters level up, get new gear, gain new crew members, lose crew members. If you want that RPG in a box in a sci-fi setting, you're not going to find a better game. Period. Hands down. I've said it. Boom. That's it. Core Space is the game. That's the one you want to get, right? If you want something fantasy, swords and steel, shields and shit, they haven't made Core Space version of that. But when they do, I'm going to get that because this is freaking excellent. The miniatures are good. The components are great. I love the pads that they have down. I've said all this before, but I can't sing this game's praises enough. It is so like criminally underrated. I do not see enough people talking about this. And I know I've got a small voice, right? When it comes to, war games, I'm fairly decent, but when it comes to miniatures game, my voice isn't even just a piss in the wind. But I'm going to still shout it out. Maybe a few people will see it and help expand it, get the word out about what a good game this is. It wouldn't matter how good the components are and all the miniatures and everything. Now, the miniatures aren't great. They're not perfect by any means. They're suitable. They're adequate quality. Out of a 10, I'd give them like a 7. The rest of the stuff is what, picks up over it. All right. Anyway, I'll stop ranting. You guys let me know down in the comments, though, what you specifically need to see. Like I said, I'm going to show putting together Zed's bar. I'm going to show putting together some of this other minuscule terrain stuff, just so anyone who has some questions about that will see it. And then I'll film setting up the whole thing. We'll do all that, and then we'll get the actual game going. And definitely put your suggestions down below about what you think. If you got an idea of how I can handle my character, my 4th crewmate, my 4th pirate getting to join, and whether or not I should have him with Zed's crew, against Zed's crew, how to integrate that with the Purge, which way to go with it. Because I love creating my own scenarios. I don't have to go with what's in the book. I want to create my own shit and my own story and enjoy the shit out of it. I loved my first mission. My guys banded up together. They broke out of prison as the guards were fighting the Purge, who were fighting me, and we were all shooting at each other. It was real fun. Good stuff. All right, but you guys stay tuned for that. I will have that up very soon. Like I said, I'm sorry that it took me a little while to get Core Space back to the table. I've just had so much stuff going on, and I wanted to wait until I got these last few items in and painted and ready to go. But you guys put your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.